Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Good morning from Dhaka, Bangladesh, 5 a.m. I just had morning coffee and my scent of the morning is YSL Loam, a classic, always remain a classic and just beautiful fragrance. Very well blended, sweet, mild florals and very nice for indoor usage, and especially in the early morning, it's a little bit cool. This is excellent. So I was enjoying the coffee side by side with YSL Loam, and I have done a video. I'm doing this kind of videos nowadays, two back to back, because when I find energy I do that. So I did a tribute video to Rasasi Shura. Hopefully you watch it if you really are interested. If you're new in the fragrance game, this is I shared my journey with this fragrance for 2 years, right? And so that is the first video, and I'm doing this second one, morning episode, morning thoughts for after a long time. So I want to talk about not fragrances, but something to do with fragrance channels, reviews, and related to this world. So it's not entirely outside fragrance community, it's within fragrance community, but no reviews. So if you're looking for a review, maybe you call it a pass, okay? But if you want to enjoy, if you want to review, you can, right? So first of all, good morning to everybody from Dhaka. It's weather is changing from cold weather to summers, just updating. Today I saw the weather forecast would be like 32 degrees. That is hot. Yesterday it was very, very hot. I just wore Casino Royal Nice by Dua, and I had just one unpleasant experience. It was on my neck. So in the high heat, this fragrance kind of burned my skin. So this area is actually very sensitive. If you see facial and the neck, this is much more sensitive than your arms or something. So I suggest this fragrance. I'm not saying this, do not buy it. Sometimes you encounter, because you pay much less than the original deal, so you have some negative downsides. All right, so I suggest you wear this on your shirt. That would be great. It will hold it much longer, and wear minimal. These fragrances are extremely loud. Okay, so this is a Baccarat Rouge clone, excellent clone. And let's hit the points I want to do. I have 5 points here, and I'll try to do within 15 minutes, because time is not an issue for me, but many people, they have time constraint, they work, I understand. I don't want to make super long. I used to make 30 minutes videos before, but I guess 15 minutes is okay if you find time. So first of all, my point is today, random topics, all 5 are random. One is number 1 is designer love. What do I mean by designer love? What I mean by designer fragrance, you guys know, like Boss, Hugo Boss bottle, Versace, like those brands, they have other goods as well, but they have massive fragrances in the market, and you can find them everywhere, right? You can go to the mall and you can see they have like counters after counters next to each other. Hermes, Chanel, Dior. It cannot be said the same about niche. Most of the niche are very hard to find, limited in numbers, but I'm not bashing them. Of course, I love any fragrance that smells nice. But particularly why I love designers, first of all, so far my channel, if you see, majority of my fragrances are all designer. Someone told me if I search by any popular designer fragrances, you have done the review, and it makes me feel good. At the same time, I look back, I reflected on my channel, like what have I reviewed so far. I have reviewed clones, inspired expressions, some those Arabian houses. I have done some niche, a lot of designer. Bulk of my reviews are designers, so they got me a lot more views. I have just checked 5 million views, and that is something. 5 million views, 5 million, if not 5 million people, 5 million views. At least if you make it half, 2.5 million. Even if 1 million people watch my videos, and that is thanks to my designers. So designers are really popular. When you do videos as a reviewer, people are more interested because they are affordable, and they're also the fragrances that suits everyday men, average Joes. And I love to work for average Joes because I am one of them. I am thankfully somewhere in touch with every single layer of society, and I'm just glad that everybody enjoys their own fragrance. It may be niche, designer, body spray, whatever. The whole point is people are enjoying it. So, and the best thing, another thing is designer is everybody can afford, means even the people who have a lot of money, if they find something interesting designer, they can still buy it. But yeah, so some of the things I love about designers are these. And another thing is presentation. Bottles just sometimes get me. I buy fragrance just for the bottles, just caught my eye, and I just want a decent fragrance at times. Just a decent would do. It doesn't have to be mind-blowing, but it is pretty okay, to use. Like for example, Tommy Bahama, just this Martinique. It's not really like brilliant or masterpiece, but the fragrance, it's really good. If you just like daily casual wear. There's a little bit green, a little bit watery, and a little bit relaxing weekend kind of scent. I really like this kind of bottles. I mean, they just have so much color, right? So yeah, designer game for me, it's like, yeah. I'm not saying niche game I do not love, but sometimes niche game is very expensive. You just have to like, you can buy only like 2-3 bottles per month, whereas you can buy a number of at least 20 designer fragrance for the price of 2 or 3 niche. So you can try a lot more fragrances, and you can use a lot more juice. That is the practicality for me also that comes to play. So everybody is different, everybody's vision is different. Every reviewer is different. They see it like more quality than quantity, I understand, but as for me, my personal choice, sometimes I just like Azaro, Armaf. I can buy 100 ml of some cheapies, they're actually pretty decent, right? So that is designer love for me. Second is sponsored videos. I saw Wissam Khalifa. I think he is one of the British reviewers, and he's actually a friend of mine in fragrance community. He's a very nice guy, very humble guy. And when I was watching reviews like from UK reviewers, Raj, him, Dan Norton, Greggy Boy, and a few other UK frag guy. So British side, we have quite a few reviewers, and also, oh sorry, George, very good reviewer. So if I'm forgetting someone, I'm sorry, but I watch a lot of British reviewers. But this guy, Wissam Khalifa, is like one of the most honest and humble persons out there, very well spoken, and he is very humble. That's what I love about him, and I watch a lot of his videos. So recently he did one video, he said why he doesn't like sponsored videos, and it was all from the heart. He didn't show any rage or personal reasoning. He was pretty straightforward to the point. Mark shared it in the group Fragrance Guru Nation. So I'm not doing this like a response video, but what I'm sharing my thoughts. I think I respect, of course, his view, and it's true. If you get a bottle for free and you are pressurized or forced to do the review within very short period of time, that happens. Like maybe you do not want to do the review, maybe you do not like the fragrance, but you have to hype it anyway. So it becomes particularly difficult, because that you cannot speak from the heart as a reviewer. Let's say fragrance you do not like, it's not your type of fragrance, but you have to say it's a great fragrance because the company wants to promote it. So the freedom nowadays has to be given to reviewer. If companies feel like they want reviewers to look at the product, they have to give them that space, that take our fragrance, but do it from your perspective. If you have to give it 1 out of 10, you can, absolutely no problem, but do not do it like a personal reason. Like do not hate it because the company you do not like, the fragrance you do not like. Give it a fair assessment. The flip side is, another side is from a reviewer's point of view, perhaps do not give it like a 10 out of 10 every time and then hype it. He said like 10 reviewers doing the same fragrance at the same time. It actually worked like that back in the time as well, when older reviewers, older style, I think with some Bhai, I'm calling you Bhai because you're my brother. I saw the pattern was back in the time, this designer fragrance event, like people, when it came out, all the reviewers that wanted their hands on the fragrance, and they actually talked. So the fragrance reviews, it's nothing wrong with it if the fragrance is actually good and it's worth the money. But as you mentioned, the both sides actually got valid points. So I think the best way for people is, reviews are okay. You can watch the reviews like movies or TV serials. Take it as an entertainment. No reviewers are saying to the audience that go and buy this fragrance right now, but they're rather introducing it. But if a reviewer actually do not like the fragrance and he's just doing it, let's say, to get a free bottle, I feel that is unfair. Personally, my channel, I do not make any money. I do it for the love of fragrance. I do decant page so I can let's say finance some of the bottles and I can review. So that is my addiction, but I do not get paid by YouTube. I do not get sponsored bottles. If I did, I would say honest opinion. That is one thing that is true. Let it be Alexandria, let it be Dua, let it be designer niche. If I am lying about a fragrance, that's the moment my passion is dead, right? And the passion is dead means I wouldn't carry on for a very long time. I want to carry on for actually very long time. As long as I'm alive, I want to do this fragrance review. So yeah, good video, something meaningful, done in a good taste. Thank you, brother. Third point is top 10s. How I feel about top 10s. Nobody asked me to do this, but I'm just saying top 10 videos are fun. If you notice, these are the kind of videos get a lot of views. Why? Because these videos are kind of entertaining. You do not get huge reviews, detailed reviews, which people do not want to watch sometimes, but you get 10 fragrances, let's say, in 10 minutes, and you get to see a lot more fragrances in one video, and it saves a lot of your time. And it's always fun to see if your favorite fragrance makes the list, or where is his favorite fragrance, a reviewer's favorite fragrance from last year to this year, or which ones are actually making his interest. So yeah, top 10s get a lot of views and reviewers want that. I personally want that. I do a lot of top 10s, but I do it for from my own thinking. I do not follow anybody. So that's important that you do your own thing and do not copy anybody. If you copy, it's okay, no problem. Ideas always supposed to be shared. But top 10s, I don't have any problem. But I do not do everyday top 10s. Okay, that you have to mix it up as a reviewer. I feel to make it, you have to see how the people watching you, their feel about your videos. If they see every day 10 top 10 top 10 top 10, they might get bored a little bit and they think like, oh, you are not interested, or you do not know rather about fragrances that much. You just do top 10, just 2 minutes talk. I personally, for me, 2 minutes videos do not work. I would like to know about a fragrance, let's say in depth. Let's say this fragrance miniature Durham. Oh, I didn't know anything about it. Let's say if I was watching a video, I don't want someone to say it's fresh, clean, everyday wear, it's the best out there, it's compared to Prada L'Homme, it's good. 2 minutes, video's done. What did I learn about a fragrance? Nothing much. I would like to know how is the experience. What did people say about this? How long does it last? Which weathers? And how does it make you feel? At least a 5-6 minutes detailed video if you're really good at it. So I would like to learn about the fragrance, the presentation. I would love to see. So yeah, I mean, if you mix it up, I think it's great. Top 10s, there's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes some channels I see, they are sponsored. This is where my sponsored thing, I will just say this is a little bit negative. When companies are giving unknown companies and you put it in top 10, it just came out and it just made your top 10. If you really love it, it might make. But if you see every day, top 10s are, today's top 10 is totally entirely different than the next day's top 10. It sometimes raise questions, if you get it, especially for free. If you bought it, that means like you bought it with your own money. I think it's great that you purchased it and you knew what you wanted. Okay, so there's a difference. You wanted something and you got something for free. So if you buy something, I believe people buy usually the stuff they really, really love and they want, right? So keep it in open mind, but I think it's top 10s are great, but full-on reviews are also important. Next is content is important. What I mean by content, number of videos. Okay, if a channel is reviewing something, talking about certain products, and they just doing quality work, no problem, but they are not really regular in posting, at least a week or so. If they do not do it, I think people start losing interest in that channel. If you're talking about fragrances, if your reviewer is not very regular, you know what happens. The channel just starts losing subscriber. People do not check, unsubscribe from them, because they are like, they want content. People want content. People don't want big breaks 1 month or one video per month. Nowadays, you don't cut it, I think. So some reviewers who are actually upset with the bigger reviewers, why they're so much more popular. I noticed this. Some of these older reviewers very grumpy. I don't want to give them any FaceTime here or whatever. Yeah, but I noticed they say these guys are like big in numbers, but what's the point? They are just doing so many videos. They're doing for the people. They are doing the entertainment. They're taking the time. It takes time. It takes dedication to run pages. It takes time to buy, look at fragrances, use it, talk about it, put it up there, constantly work, scent of the day. Many people do it. Many people have that passion to do it. So if people have issues with other reviewers doing it, maybe perhaps look at their own channel. After doing 9 or 10 years of work, if you have only about 170 videos and 4 point something subscribers, you are not a people's person. You are doing it for your own passion, but you shouldn't blame, you shouldn't bash other people for doing so much more work and getting so much more views and subscribers. That is just unfair, right? Because people working hard for it, they're not getting free products or sponsorship for no good reason. They're being washed by companies. They want to work with them. So it's fair as long as people are working honestly. That's all that matters. Last point, if I want to finish this video, a little bit over 15 minutes. Fragrances, remember, honestly speaking, you guys will relate with me. Why do you do fragrances? Why do you buy fragrances? Why do you watch? Why do you spend so much time and money behind this crazy hobby? This is a new thing relatively, like compared to watch or watches or sunglasses or mobile phones, or if you talk about a lot of other things, vaping. Fragrances are relatively newer in the community. It's getting bigger, but it's not as big. Our biggest reviewer is Jeremy in terms of numbers. He has 600,000, not even a million. So I think like numbers are not always important, but it's important to spread the thing. If people do not know about certain thing, certain good stuff, let's say it's a good hobby. If you cannot raise the interest among people, then it won't like bloom. A flower wouldn't bloom properly. It will die in halfway like this, boom, right? So I think fragrance is the main purpose is happiness. Why you do this is leisure. We look for, from office, people look at fragrance reviews. What did someone upload? What is new? What did the seller put? What's a brand new release? So you can go and check it out in the mall. This is something that you do for happiness. So the whole ultimate purpose is happiness, not to fight over scented waters. Whoever is uploading, you do not like their face, you want to punch them on the face, you call them retard. These things do not do anything positive in the community. So you have to give props for positiveness, positivity, happiness, and positive people, energetic people. Yeah, you may not like them, but a lot of other people are being benefited by them. So simple, as people said, some of the guys said, if you do not like a channel, do not watch it if it really bothers you. But a lot of these people who watch, dislike, they watch the videos. So actually they are being the biggest fans, sort of, and they are supporting. Even if you hate, dislike, it doesn't matter, right? As long as the reviewer is not doing anything unfair, cursing at someone, using offensive words, or let's say doing something like tricking, like tricking you, I think it's fine. I mean, fragrance reviews are fine. I mean, community, my good brother Joey Kennelly would say like community is shit and people are being bothered. Where? How can you say communities are shit, bro? Because I think the whole purpose of older day reviewers now is evolving. Like Sense, the channel would say like it changes. It changes. Fragrance review style changes. People generation change. Their way they view things, they change. But whatever your age limit is, income level is, wherever you're from, most important thing is enjoy the fragrances, be it niche, designer, clone, whatever it is. If you're happy, that's all that matters. If you're not happy, even if you have $1 billion, nothing's gonna make you happy. Take care, guys. Have a very nice day. Thanks for watching such a long video. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.